All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the day two training program of ours. I believe my audio is reaching perfectly to everyone. Can somebody give us a heads up?
Yes.
Yes, sir, we
Yeah,
can hear you.
thank you. So, as we discussed, today we are going to continue with the same file naming called corporate case studies. And for your information, we have done up to our Excel exercise naming called date calculation. So whenever you happen to compute the difference between two setup of dates, how to compute that by taking a hidden formula of Excel, date diff, and the usage of the dollar symbols extensively, how to use it, where to lock a cell, where to lock a row, where to lock a column, depending upon the movement of the cell and formula in the table, we have to use that. All the things were clear. Right. Now we are going to look into over here the next sheet called goal seek. So here we are going to look into how to take the right decision in right time by taking some data analytical tool of our Excel or naming called GoalSeek. Okay, what's going? Okay, Amit, fine. So here in this Excel sheet, let me take you through the data what we have with us. Okay, so I have taken a HR related or a payslip related data, so everyone can connect with that easily. So take an example. I have got a salary slip data where basic is of 40,000. DA, it is of a formula driven cell, 20% of the basic. HRA, it is of 50% of the basic. Medical allowance is fixed or 15,000 and uniform allowance fixed for 12K. So now monthly CTC is nothing but the summation of all the above values. And annual CTC is nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So entire thing is formula driven, you could see. And this is what the formula behind over this those cells. So go through the same. If you have any questions, do let me know. Is it clear? All the formulas, whatever we discussed. A simple message. Y for yes in the chat box quickly. Thank you, Musba. All right. Now take a look. Just take a situation. Suppose say I am leading a team, okay, and because of the volume of transactions becomes very heavy for me, I need a support. I need a resource in my team. So I have approached to my recruitment division and I told them that this should be the job responsibility and this should be the minimum experience I'm looking for of the candidate. And this should be the qualifications, whatever it is. So entire joining details, whatever the things JD, we call it sort, I have informed to my recruitment team. They started working out with the searching of the profiles and finally, they got one candidate's profile, say XYZ. Now, as a team leader or being a department head, I have to take the final interview of that guy and I need to take a call whether I should hire him or I should let him go. So, in the moment I have conducted the interview, I asked few questions to the person. He answered all the questions very well. So, I am quite satisfied and I have decided that I got my guy. But that alone is not enough. So, the time has come for the discussion about the compensation part. So for this job responsibility or role, I offered him 11 lakhs 40,000. Okay. But that person is not happy with that offer. I could make out from his face also. So I gave a comfort zone to him. I asked him, I approached him. I said that if you have some expectations, you can speak up so that we can work out some win-win situation. Then that guy informed me that, Prabhas, if you offer me 14 lakhs CTC instead of 11 lakhs 40,000, I am ready to join in a day or two. So now I have a problem. What is that? If I accept his demand of 14 lakhs, what would be the structure of my salary? This is my first problem. I don't want to lose this guy, but if I accept his demand, I have to give him 14 lakhs. So what would be the structure of salary? First, I need to know. So that we keep it on hold for the timing. One more thing is internally, when I discuss with my management for the resource to engage, my management has given me authority stating that Pravas, you can hire anyone, whoever you like, no issues, but ensure that whatever the salary you are going to accept or you are going to offer, the basic should not exceed 60,000. So management has given me authority, but along with that, a capping also, so that the hierarchy should not get disturbed or the salary benchmark should not get diluted. Well, now I have got another problem. If I accept his demand of 14 lakhs, I have to also ensure that the basic is not exceeding 60,000. So having said this, if you would like to take a call, if you are in my place, think about it. How long time it will be taking for you to decide and finalize whether to hire that candidate or not? This is nothing new. Situation is quite clear and we have been doing if you are leading a team, right? So make a rough estimate how much time it will be taking to do this job. Any idea, anybody?
Why minute?
Hope it is clear, the situation, what I'm discussing with you. In this situation, to take a final call on this or to hire that candidate or not, how much time it will be taking for us. So ideally, I will tell you, we take 30 minutes to 1 hour time minimum. We ask that candidate, please be seated in our lobby or reception. We'll let you know in 1 hour, couple of hours time. So why we are taking this much of time? Why don't we decide immediately then and there in the table itself? Or what we do exactly by buying that 1 hour or 2 hours of time? You know what we do? We come back to our workstation. We have our own calculations internally. We go and play around with the data. How? 14 lakhs is the CTC he is expecting, and management has given me a capping of 60,000. So I'll first working out the basic to 60,000. Okay, this is the maximum limit. So am I reaching the limit? Yes. So I have got ample of amount I can play around. I am in safe side now. Now to match his demand, 14 lakhs, what should be the structure? So we'll start changing the values from 60 to 58. Okay, so going come down, being closer to 14 lakhs. Again, I'll go for 56, somewhat closer, then 55, like that. As long as this value doesn't reach to 14 lakhs, I will keep trying with different combinations of basic value. So I may get the answer in 5 hits, 10 hits, 15 hits. There is no such kind of guarantee about it. It depends upon the value or the combinations I'm taking. And finally, when we arrive at, then we take a final call. Okay, is it within the limit? Then yes. If it is not within the limit, then we'll let him go. This is how we do in that 1 hour or 2 hour of time. Do you agree with me all?
Yes.
Right. Now, whatever we are doing, nothing wrong. It's absolutely fine and fair also. But think about the other side. Now, just take a look at my screen and follow my audio. If that person is sitting for next 2 hours, then I still have a chance to win that candidate. Now imagine next to my company in my neighborhood, one more company he has got scheduled one interview. And he checked with them, the recruiter, instead of sitting idle for 2 hours, he checked with them, can we finish the interview now since I'm here? Then that person agreed, okay, please come soon, we'll just finish it off. And that person from my neighborhood company, they agreed his expected value of 14 lakhs. Now, what do you think? That guy is going to come back to my company again? No way. He has got his aim, whatever he was expecting, he got it. So he's working with my company or some other company doesn't make a difference. He was looking for a job and with the expected salary, he got it. So in this case, what is happening? I lost a good candidate. because I could not take the decision in time. And besides that, in the back end, my recruitment team, whatever the efforts they have made to filter out that candidate's profile, going to Naukri, LinkedIn, or some consultants, some resumes they have just filtered out, they have also made some efforts. So that has gone in vain. And tomorrow, again, my management is going to ask me a question. Why your team's performance is getting degraded day by day? I told you, I given the liberty. You can hire one more candidate to have the job smooth enough. Then why didn't you do that? Why you are making a delay? So I have to also answerable for that question. So these are the drawbacks since we did not take the decision immediately then and there on the table. Now think about it. Same situation. Instead of buying 2 hours of time, if I could finish the job within 2 minutes, next 2 minutes, I could have saved a lot of time, mine as well as the candidates. And I could have also take a decision that whether to hire the candidate or not, right? So this is what the place people we are going to take the help of a data analytical tool of our Microsoft Excel naming called GoalSeek. So taking the GoalSeek help how to take the decision immediately. Let's have a discussion. So first thing first, where we have our GoalSeek tool. In data menu, if you look at, we have a category called what if analysis. In this what if analysis, you can see we have an option called GoalSeek. All right. So where GoalSeek is available, we have got the understanding. But can I use GoalSeek wherever I wish? No. You have to satisfy two rules. When you want to apply GoalSeek, you have to satisfy two rules. What are they? Rule number one, it says that your data must be formula driven. So the data which you are working with, it should be formula driven. So there are many more formulas, no issues. Rule number one is satisfied. Now, rule number two, keeping your cursor anywhere, going to data, what if analysis, and when I go for goal seek, it gives me a dialog box. And in this dialog box, the first criteria is set cell. Set cell is nothing but the objective cell. In any data, there will be one objective. So if you have understood the whole story, what is our objective? Anybody?
To
Objective
identify
is
the
to
14 lakhs breakup.
have 14 lakhs
Effect
benefit.
14 lakhs.
So annual CTC, right? Annual CTC is our set cell, correct? So I'm making it just changes over here as usual, whatever the value. So I went for goal seek. Set cell is our objective cell. Objective cell is the annual CTC. Now remember rule number two. It says that whichever the cell you define or you decide or you select as a set cell, that cell must contain a formula. So annual CTC, is it containing the formula? Yes, monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So no worries, our rule number two is also satisfied. Now coming back to two value. So how much value you are expecting in the annual CTC cell? So how much is the candidate's demand? Is the 14 lakhs? So that should be our two value. So we have to ensure we are typing right number of zeros in the right side. And this cell, we have to always type it manually. We cannot refer to a cell in this criteria. And now by changing cell, so which cell you change so that the annual CTC will turn into 14 lakhs? So as we discussed in the 2 hours of time what we are buying from the candidate, what we are doing, which cell we are trying the different permutations combinations is the basic salary. So when I go and select my basic salary, that is by changing cell we have fulfilled. So three criteria we have given. Now when I click OK, see the beauty on my blink of my eyes, immediately Excel will throw the result that if you want 14 lakhs to over here achieve, then it should be the breakup of your salary. Now, is it the basic one within the limit of management, whatever the capping it has been given? Yes. So without making any delay, I could accept the demand of that candidate and I could welcome him. I would say we are through with the interview. You can join our company from day after tomorrow. Rest of the formalities, our HR people will intimate you. See how easy it is. So rather struggling and buying some time, we could take the decision in time. So this is how people, whenever there's a need, you can make use of this goal seek tool to calculate your break-even point. You optimize your profitability margin or wealth maximization. Anywhere you want, you can make use of the things provided two rules are to be satisfied. Data must be formula driven And your set cell must be the objective cell, which must contain a formula. Give it a try and check all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries, feel free to ask.
So request to can you please repeat once again some of the part I'm missing?
Okay. So which one you have missed out?
Yeah, that 14 lakh CTC.
Mm-hmm.
How to fix up that? Yeah,
See, earlier the data was there something like this. The salary slip data, you are clear,
yeah, yeah,
right? And whatever the formulas are there, have you understood that formula?
yeah. Understood.
Now, the objective is our annual CTC has to be 14 lakhs, and we have to also check the basic should not exceed 60,000. These are the two things we
Yes,
have to ensure it. Now, if I want to satisfy that, then I have to go to data, what if analysis, goal seek. So when I go for goal seek, it will take me to a dialog box, something like this, where it asks me set cell. Set cell is nothing but the objective cell, and our objective is annual C2C. And to value, how much we are expecting, that candidate is expecting 14 lakhs. So we must write 14 lakhs over here manually. Now, next criteria is by changing cell. Which cell you change so that it will become 14 lakhs is the basic salary. So when I go and change the basic one, it has to achieve 14 lakhs. So having said all these three parameters set, and when I click OK, it will immediately throw the result stating annual CTC 14 lakhs and basic has to be 52,745. Then we can get this. And is it within the limit of 60,000? Yes, very well.
yes, yeah. Thanks.
Welcome. Yes, any difficulties, people? Anybody can ask me?
Yeah, hi, Professor. I have one question here.
Yes.
So, assume if the candidate demands for 16 lakhs,
Hmm.
and still we have the checkpoint for 60,000, and it is exceed the 60,000. So, is
Right.
there any way we can control it with the formulas?
No, that cannot be done because here we cannot define a condition. Like if this is there, then this should be the limit. We cannot define like that. So we have to go on trial again on this.
Okay.
Then only we can do that.
Okay.
But yes, you can take an immediate decision whether whatever the things he is expecting can be, I mean, approved or not. Immediately you
Okay.
can take instead of buying some time, you could take a decision immediately.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right. So any questions from anybody? Is it clear? Can I take that otherwise?
Yes.
So this will be very, very helpful. Though your accounts, finance, HR, production planning, wherever it is, rather wasting your time doing the things manually, you can always take the help of this Goalseek tool. And the best example I'll tell you, whenever you are calculating your own EMI, whatever you have been paying for your housing loan, you can also cross-check by using this Goalseek. Whatever the EMI is the genuine EMI you're paying, or you are ending up paying something extra. You can check that also. All right. Now, Goalseek, how to use it, we have understood. Now I'll go for our next over here is data clean one. So first question is why we need to clean our data. The reason is being there while working in corporate people, 90% cases will always receive our data in uncleaned format. Now the question is what is the meaning by uncleaned format? Your data might be having some errors, might be having some blanks or some unwanted character. Column headers might be missing. You may be having some duplicates or column header may be duplicate. You might be having some kind of format where the date is not in date format, or the numbers maybe in not be number format. So all these challenges you would be facing in our routine activities. So our first objective over here is, unless and until you clean your data, the data is not ready for next level and you cannot work further. And there we spend a lot of our quality time for doing the ground level data cleaning work. So if you do not know the right procedure, right techniques to clean your data, you will always end up spending a lot of your time over there. And you have to also justify the same, why you are spending such time to create a report. So you cannot say that, so the data is not in right format, I have to spend my day and night to get the data ready. Boss, what he'll say by listening this kind of statements? That's your problem. Then why we have hired you? You will be telling, you will be taking this much of time. Then my earlier people were working fine. I could have given this task to my office boy. Why I'm relying upon you? That you can make the things better. So if you would say it will take this much of time, somewhere or the other, your skill level is not competent enough. You have to improve your skills. This is how people react. So this is the reason why people, whenever you come across the data is unclean, first our job is to clean the data. So let's go and focus on something. Can you see in our data, there are so many errors out there, like hash reference, hash name, hash division, hash spill, all this kind of errors are there, right? So different varieties of errors you can notice over here, and hash null also, right? So these are the common type of errors you come across in your routine activity. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Right. Now our job starts over here. So in this case, people, if I want to clean these errors and I want those errors, in place of those errors, I want a text called NA. How to get that? Our experts, they will suggest you go and do the find and replace. But trust me, in find and replace, you can get only one type of error replaced over there. But we have got varieties of errors. So we need to first list out what are the types of errors we have, and then we should go for replacing the same or dealing with the same. So that is really painful and annoying for us. So now the question is, with one shot, how to handle this kind of errors in place? Let's see. Keep your cursor anywhere in the data and go for Control A. Control A. Whole data will be selected. Then go for Control G. G for gamma. So when you go for Control G over here, you can see a go to dialog box appears on the screen, where you could see in that box there is a special tab over here. You can click on this special tab over there, and then it will take you to your go to special dialog box on the screen. And there you'll be finding that we have an option called constants. And then you can see we have got numbers, text, logicals, all these options are on. We need to deactivate it. I repeat, having the selection with constants, we need to deactivate numbers, text, logicals. And when I go and click OK, you will be finding from the entire data set, only the error driven cells are alone in selection, right? Now you need to leave the mouse, leave the touchpad, and you have to go for simply typing NA. Wherever it is typing, don't worry. But yes, if you want to see that where it is being typed, you can look at your formula bar. So NA is being typed. Yes. Now control enter. So when I go for control enter, you could see all these error driven cells are replaced with NA, no doubt. But our job is not done yet. You should go to Home tab and just color them. And after coloring those cells, you need to put a line of statement in the bottom stating that the error-driven cells or the yellow colored cells are nothing but error-driven cells replaced with NA. So whomever I send this file, though it is my boss, customer, vendor, whoever, they can read that one line of statement. They can understand what I have done or what kind of treatment I have done with the yellow colored cell. And they're not going to ask me further questions and they're not going to bother me. So this is how people we have understood how to deal with our errors in a huge volume of data and what is the right format of presenting your data, we got the understanding. So give it a try and check all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries?
How did you color all the NAs? Can you show me once again, please?
Yeah. See, this was the earlier status. I selected everything. I just typed NA and then I'll go for over here, control enter. And when I hit control enter, then with the same selection, I should go for home and color them.
Okay.
Sir,
Yep.
so when we go to that go to special box,
Mhm.
we need to activate that constants and
Yes,
deselect numbers, text, logicals, and errors.
right. Not, no, not errors. Errors has to be on.
Errors should be there. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And then okay.
yes.
Sir, could you please repeat it the first process actually?
Okay, so you can share your screen. What is the state it is missing? Let me help you on your screen. So are you sharing your screen?
Yes.
Right, keep your cursor and go for Control A, Control G, then go for Special, click on the Special tab, then click on Constants, Constants, and then deactivate numbers, text, logicals. Then OK, then leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and just immediately type NA. Don't click anywhere. Just type NA. Don't click anywhere. Type NA. Then remove it. If you are doing so in the formula bar, then whatever formula bar is there, remove it. Just type NA and hit Control Enter and hold on. Go to Home tab and choose the color. And then below to the data, you have to just define that color only and with one line of statement. The yellow colored cells are nothing but error driven cells replaced with NA. So this kind of statement when you type, automatically people will understand by reading over there. You can type that, not a problem. Okay. So
Okay,
I'm
sir.
taking the control back on the screen. So I believe now everybody's clear how to handle the errors with no pain, with minimum efforts. Now, once we have done with this, in this data set, you could see there are many more places we have got the blanks also in place, right? So now what we want is exactly wherever the blanks are there, we would like to replace the same with a text called nil, N-I-L. So how to do that? Let's see. Keeping our cursor anywhere in the data, go for Control A and then Control G. Then we have the tab called Special. And there you have one option called blanks. When you choose Special, it will take you go to Special. And there we have an option called blanks. And once you select this blanks option and click OK, with immediate effect from the entire dataset, only the blank cells are alone to be selected. Yes. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad and keep typing. NIL. Wherever it is typing, don't worry, but you can cross check on your formula bar. NIL is there? Yes. Now hit Control Enter. And as I said, you with this setup, go to Home tab and color those cells with a different color. And then you can put one more legend stating in the bottom over here, and you can write the green color cells are nothing but blank cells replaced with nil. So this is how the ideal way of presenting our data by cleaning the data structure, removing the unwanted errors and spaces, if at all, and presenting it effectively. Check it out. Is it working? Yes. So data clean one, the story, we are clear how to do the same job. Any questions from anybody? Feel free to ask. So all these things, people, you have to practice. As I said, you. So whenever you have come across, nobody will be demanding to you all doing all these things, but from your side, when you dispatch the data to different level, you have to do all this exercise and make it clean, and then only you can send it across to the next level. So what's your opinion? Unless and until you clean your data, do you think that it is of any use?
So for after cleaning, we have find out the error tab and blank cells. So how can we sum all these rows in bottom of the table?
Simple. You can go for equal to sum and go for it. You can go for the entire thing and it will be giving you the total. So it's not a problem. Though you have got some text NA or nil, your formula is never going to create any impact on that. Your formula is going to get the result.
Okay.
All right. So I consider everyone is clear with our data clean one, correct? Now we'll go to our next sheet is called data clean two. Okay. So we have taken a SAP driven record a employee data set from our SAP record. Suppose say my boss asked me, boss, get me the entire employee related information. So we have got near about 1 lakh records. We have got it from our SAP when we download it. And it comes like employee ID, employee name, what is their job title, department they belong to, all these things over here. All right. Now, in this, what happens, I'll tell you, most of the time, whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP, there are two areas you will always find the trouble. What are they? The date will not be in date format and the numbers will not be in number format. And unless and until you clean them, the data is of no use. So let's discuss upon the same. If you look at our order date, that is called hire date. Okay, so in this hire date, if you look at the date is there, no doubt. But the problem is, if you look at our year column, it is showing some kind of errors. Can you see? Now you pick up any random value of error, hash value, and you open the formula, what is showing? Year formula is depending upon the date column. And yesterday we have seen one formula called year, if you remember the AMC case, correct? So now we are pretty clear, since our date is not in proper date format, that's why our year is fetching the errors. Hope this is clear, the problem statement. Any difficulties?
No.
Right. Now, understanding the problem over here, now the question is how to deal with the same. See, whenever you have such kind of problem, first thing is keep your cursor in the first date and select the rest. And take a look at that and tell me what is the problem with our date. Can somebody highlight that? What's the problem?
Date format is not correct.
Right. So as we discussed yesterday,
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
the ideal date format?
DDMMYY or MMDDYY is what is acceptable by Microsoft.
Right. And
No, no.
what is the
Dash,
ideal separator?
dash
Yes.
or
Uh, Why?
Slash.
backslash. Yeah, yeah. That's
No, 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 not backslash, forward slash.
forward slash. Sorry.
Yes. So here we need to change that format. So the problem is with our separator. If you look at the problem is with our separator. And how to deal with the same, our experts, they will suggest you go for find and replace. Don't do that. You'll never get 100% success all the time. So I'll tell you the best procedure, what you can do. Selecting the data, going to the data menu, we have an option called text to columns. So when you go to text to columns, and if you click that in the data menu, group is data tools, option name is text to column. And once you go there, it will ask you like this, the dialog box. Here, no need to do any changes, directly go for next. So when you go for the next button, it will take you to the list of delimiters. Here also no need to do any changes, go for next. And in the third tab, if you see by default, which format is on? General. But technically, our data is of date format. So we should go for date to select. Now, once we select date over here, there is a drop down. You can see a box is there. Now, what is the relevance of this box? Let's have a basic understanding. So here first we need to understand in our system, the date column, what is the date format we have? DD, MMYY or MMDDYY. So you can see on my screen, it is of DD, MMYY because 29 is there in the second case. So definitely it's of DD, MMYY format. So there in the drop down, it should show the same format, DMY. If your system date it is showing over here as MMDDYY, you have to ensure this drop down is of MDY. This is the only thing we have to confirm. And once it is done, then go and click finish. And with immediate effect, you will be finding your date will be cleaned and your year column, which is showing the errors, this also will be cleaned. Can you see that? So which was showing errors, now it is completely rectified. So this is what the best solution people to deal with your date column and bringing into proper date format. And whenever you are working in your SAP or ERP system, this kind of procedure we have to follow. Else the data will be not clean and you have to struggle with that. So any doubt, any queries in this procedure?
So usually I've seen like in date column, there's some kind
Mhm,
of a space between right and left side. So
mhm,
will this delimited uh,
mhm,
if I select date DMY, for example,
mhm,
it's DDMMYY, will
mhm.
it be rectified
It
even if
depends. It
space is there?
depends. Yeah, it
Okay.
depends. I'll tell
Mhm.
you why I'm saying it is depending of, I mean, it depends. I can't predict. The reason is sometimes in our SAP downloaded data, you might be feeling that there is a space, but it will not be a space. It will be a different ASCII character. So what is that meaning by different ASCII character? I'll tell you. See, ideally, some characters it has been generated from, like each and every character, it is assigned with one binary digit. So I'll take you through the concept first. See, I have got my numbers, and each and every number, if you look at, it is assigned with one character. So if this ampersand I need to generate, I can take this character of 038 with alt and function key. So this is called our ASCII character. Now I'll tell you one case, one space is there. See, um, I'll go for it. Yeah. So 0129, if I go for this character code and the space will be generated. So it is a space. I believe it is a space. The character is there, but it is not a space. So similarly, there are many more cases. You have the character will be generated, but that will not be a space. So you cannot predict that, okay, by simply going for text to column, I can clean my data. So the best option, what I suggest is instead of going for doing the text to column directly, if you come across a space is there in your data, then go to one column or one cell where the extra space you believe it is there and open that, select that space like this over here and copy that. And once you copy, select everything and go for Control H. And in find what, you have to paste that character, replace with nothing and go for replace all. So automatically what will be happening, irrespective of any character, though it is a space or look like a space or it's not a space, no issues, our data will be cleaned. And then go for text to column.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe now you have got the understanding when the date is not in proper date format, how to clean up the data. Any difficulties in understanding? Anybody? All right. Now let's go to our number column, say annual salary. If you look at the salary column, though it is a number, but it is not in number format. So now you can ask me a question, Prabhas, how did you immediately identify that these are in not number format? See, if you go to each and every cell's top left corner, can you see a green color flag symbol? So it's a simple message that the data is not complied with the right format. So then our job starts of data cleansing. So what we need to do, how to clean up the data in this case, let's go and have a basic understanding. Our experts, they will suggest you that Prabhas, don't worry. You can simply go for selecting the data and then there is a yellow color symbol turns up. You should go for convert to number. This is how our people suggest. I do not recommend this. Reason. This option is been designed and to deal with maximum 30 to 50 row items. But how many row items we have downloaded? Near about 1 lakh. It's a huge volume of data. And by mistake or unknowingly, if you have opted these options to clean your data, what will be happening? You will be inviting some troubles like Excel not responding, Excel is restarted, Excel stopped working, or Windows is completely grayed out, or system is hanged, and you have to restart the system. Somewhere or the other, definitely you would have come across this kind of problem. Do you agree with me?
Yes, agree.
Right.
It's
So
there.
in this case, yeah, in this case, what happens? We get frustrated, we get annoyed, and when you restart, what happens? Last 5 to 10 minutes, whatever the exercise you have done, this goes for toss. Again, you have to rework. So this is one more major challenge people while working with Excel. So in this case, whatever the thing happened, there is a loss for us, and we get frustrated, we get annoyed. But who is held responsible for it? Is it the
The one,
data? Is it the system? Or is it
the
us?
one who is working.
Definitely. So in this case, we cannot blame to our audience the person who has sent the data, or over here we cannot also blame to the audience that who is demanding the data, right? So it is us who are not handling the data properly. So in this case, without going for this option, people, how to clean up our data, let's go and check it out. And without disturbing any of our system performance or making the system hang, how to deal with the same, even though your huge volume of data is there, we are going to discuss. Check what you can do. First 1 minute, watch my screen. I will select my data. I'll go to data column or data menu, text to column again. Okay. And there I'll go for next, again next, and then it shows in general. So I'll go and convert to date. Though we have the amount, but how can you convert into date? So here the annual salary is nothing but the currency. Maybe USD or INR could be, but what is the point of bringing it to date? Because there is no special options called number. So that's why we have to go for date. And though date is a format, but at the end of the day, this is a number only. So that's why we have to opt date. And now when I click finish, can you see everything has been cleaned over here, and our data will be over here. If you look at, it's in a clean format. So I did not select everything. I'll go and select, I'll go to home and data over here, text to column, next, next, general to date, and over here, finish. So now complete data is cleaned. And if you want to bring it to some currency, you can select and any format to currency format. What we can do, we can go for over here, Control Shift 4. So when you go for Control Shift 4, can you see it is now changing the format to currency format. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, if you have the numbers in place in SAP downloaded records or details, then if you want to clean up them, this is the best practice. Again, going for text to column, next, next, general to date only. Give it a try and check. Are you getting the same? If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Few data is coming as a date.
Right. So if that is the case, I would suggest you, because we have converted into date, you can select everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And any point of time, I told you yesterday, if you remember, to convert any format to general format, Control, Shift, and tilde. Do you remember I told you yesterday?
Yes, yes.
Right. You can go for it, and the data will be converted into the dates, everything, whatever it is in proper number format.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
have a, sir, I don't have a date delimiter in my screen.
It will be there, Devi. You can share your screen. Let me see. Yeah, you have selected the whole column. See, what did I say? Select your data only, starting from top to bottom, the data only. Not like that. Not like that. See, we are not working in the date. We are not working in the date. We are working in the number column, that is annual salary. So keep your, hold on, follow my instructions. This is not the right way to select it. Keep your cursor in the first salary, Control Shift down arrow key one time. So this is the ideal way to select the whole data. Then go to your data menu, text to column, data menu, text to column, then click next, again click next, and then general to date. Just select and then click finish. And now if you want to change the same into a different value, you can convert into general or you can convert into currency. So Control Shift 4 for currency, Control Shift 4 for currency. Give it. Is it coming up? Yes. If you do not want the currency, you want to make it general, Control Shift and tilde, that infinitive symbol above to the tab key, you have to press together. Control Shift and tilde. Right. Now you have not rectified the higher date. Just select the first date and select the rest. Then go to data, text to column, next and next, general to date again, and finish. Now your year column, which was showing the trouble, it has been rectified. So this is how these two columns in SAP downloaded data you have to check. That is must. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. Anybody else is having any other question in data clean 2, whatever we did? If you have, you can ask me. Because these are the very essential things, people. Unless and until you do these things, your data is of no use. Now, data clean 2, we are clear on that. Okay. Now we'll go for data clean 3. Now, take a look. We have some data. Okay. We have got some names in place of our employees or vendor or customer, anything you name it. Now, my boss is saying, Prabhas, why don't you segregate the data? So in this case, to segregate our data, people have again different choices. They're more dependent upon the formula, functions, or all those things they do. But I'll tell you a very beautiful fashion with no time how to clean up your data. As I told you, in Excel, some AI tools also embedded since 2013 and above, and in Office 365, it is even more. So let's see how to deal with the same. Take a look on my screen. I'll go to my first name. I'll just type over here as Emily, and then I'll go to next column as Davis. I'll go back to Emily over here and I'll go for Control E. And if I go to Davis, again Control E. So this is what the keyboard shortcut of AI tool called Flash Fill. So what is that keyboard shortcut? Control E. And what is that it does? flash fill. So this is called your AI tool, and it is available in 2013 and above versions of our Microsoft Excel. Give it a try and check, is it working?
Sorry. When we are supposed to press Control E?
After typing your first data, Emily, then next
Okay.
Davis, keeping the cursor below to Emily and Control E, again below to Davis, Control E.
Okay. Can't we do it as a multiple if I select B and C column, like Emily
No,
Davis?
no, no.
Okay.
It will work only for an individual column. For multiple columns, it is not allowed.
Mhm. Okay.
But it will be saving a lot of time for you or while doing the data cleansing. So when you want to segregate your data, you don't need to take any formula or function. You can directly do like this. So I believe it's working for everyone.
Yes, it's working for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So Abdul, have you changed your system to 2013 or still in 2010?
Because this is my office version, so Monday I could able to change it
Okay.
because it has to connect to the data.
Okay, no problem. But you know now the things how to do it because this option is not available in 2010. And since your system is having the old version of MS Office, you cannot work on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
Right. But if you want to do the
But
same, yeah, yeah, tell me.
through the recording data, I will try.
No problem, no problem. But I'll tell you if you have the older version also how to do it. If you can help me with your screen, just please share it. I'll tell you so that you can also work. Right. You can select the whole data of the names, whatever it is. Yeah, select everything. Right. Now go to data menu. Yeah, that text to column is there. Right. Now you go for next. Since having the selection is delimited, next. And since our data is separated by space, there is a space option is there. You can see one checkbox space is there. Yeah, just select that and remove tab. Remove selection from tab. Delimiters, first option. Yes, remove that. Now go for next. Go for next. And it will be showing a destination. Can you see one destination, one box, one cell value is showing there, destination. Yeah. No, 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 no. In the same dialog box only, destination one option is there. See, destination just below exactly where you have kept your cursor. Below, just below. Up, above, yes. That you remove it. Whatever is that written, please delete that. Delete everything. And go to your column B. No, 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 no. Go to column B. In column B, first cell. Yes, where the Emily you have typed. Yes, there you keep your cursor. Go for finish. Go for finish. So without hampering your, go for OK. Click OK. So without deleting your source data, you could segregate the data by using this kind of text to column options in 2010 also. So though you do not have flash fill, but still you can do that. But this is a bit of lengthy procedure. Since we have got the upgraded version, we have a better option called flash fill. Hope it is clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Fine. So now I'm taking the control back on the screen. And over here, we are going to discuss what else we can do with this flash fill. But before that, let me take you through where this flash fill option appears in our ribbon. Because Control E, we know flash fill. But tomorrow, if you forget Control E, then where you can get it from the ribbon menu, I'll tell you. If you go to Home, there we have an option called Sigma Auto Sum. Below to that, fill option is there. And all these things are there in the editing group. In the Home tab, editing group, within that, it is all these options. And when I go to fill, I have an option called flash fill. So over here, you can see this is the flash fill option in the fill itself, Home tab itself, and group name is editing. So this is our location number one, where we get our flash fill. Now, coming back to one more exercise where we can use this flash fill. Just see on my screen, when you scroll down below, we have got first name and last name in two different columns. Now, suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, though it is a name, then why you are returning in two different columns? Why don't you combine the same? So if I need to combine this data, how to combine it? Just see, there are many more ways people do the job. Take a look, no need to do anything. First, watch my screen. So sometimes people say go for equal to, taking the first name, then use ampersand. And since we need a delimiter, say space, we should go and write within two double inverted quotes. And again, go for ampersand and taking the last name. This is how people will ask you, and the same you can apply for others. So name will be combined. This is one option. Okay, I'm just showing you. Don't worry. So I have taken this option and I have presented it. This is one. Instead of that, what I suggest is go to the first case and type one instance, how you are expecting your data. Say, suppose say Gary Miller. I just typed it. Now, simply, I'll go for over here, Control E. Can you see? Which one is better? Typing a formula like this or going for a flash fill?
Flash fill, control E.
Go for it. So give it a try and check, is it working? Any difficulties, to let me know. This is really such a beautiful option Microsoft has ever invented, and it's going to save a lot of time for you. So kindly confirm, is this working?
Yeah, it's working. Prabhas, can we say it
Yeah.
like control E is expandable of control D? So control D usually is just like one only, it is going and this is taking through the entire data.
Not like that.
Mm,
Control D is to fill down. So whatever
correct.
the data is there, it will be always filling down. But Control E, what it will do, it will fill up and fill down, but it takes its own pattern.
Hmm.
So whatever the first instance you have given, that pattern is going to fill towards up and towards down as well.
Okay. Towards up means how I
Mm.
didn't get that.
Okay, I'll tell you. See, now suppose say I delete everything and I
Mm,
started doing the job from here. Say
mm,
Roger and Mon.
mm.
I can start from here also and I go for Control E. Can you see? It
Oh,
appears applies up and down as well. So that's what
okay.
mean for flash fill is up and down.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll go for yes, Mishba. Any questions from your side? So even though it's clear, whatever we're discussing,
Yes, sir.
right? Great. Now take a look. Sometimes what it happens, I need to customize my email ID. Suppose this is the person of the name of the person and the email ID to be
Excuse me, sir.
designed. So, yeah.
So lastly, what you said, Control R to get it the proper format.
Control R.
Sorry,
Which
Control
one you
4.
talking? No, which one you are talking about?
I'm talking about combined name.
Hmm. Control E.
No, no, no. I got that, but last you said control R to get the proper format. Last you said no for first name, last name. You get the combined name after that.
Right, right. Then
You
Control E for flash fill.
okay, sir.
We discussed two things: Control D to fill down, and
Yes,
Control
sir.
E for flash fill.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now, take a look at my screen. I have my employee names, and I need to design their email IDs. So this is supposed to be the email ID, something like Gary Miller, Gary.Miller at the rate Excel4all.in. Then how to do that? Just see. I'll go and delete this first. First here, I'll go and type as it is, like Gary dot Miller. So first letter alone in capital, rest of things in small, and at the rate, I go and type Excel4all.in. So I got my first instance ready. And rest we know, Control E, can you see? In the same format, all the rest of email IDs also designed. Again, this is the place you can use flash fill. Go for it, check, is it working? Now, coming to the next. So, suppose sometimes people keep typing the data, but they don't follow the standard format. Like say name. I just want my name's first letter alone in capital, rest of things in small. But people have typed. Somewhere they have typed properly, somewhere they have missed it. But I want to make it a standard format. I need to maintain some consistency. So how to make it? Ideally, again, people ask you to go for filling out a formula, naming called proper, lower, upper, and all those things. And that is time consuming. Again, the file size will be heavy. But here, see the beauty. What I want is first I can set it across like carry G capital, Miller M capital, and then Control E, done. So this is how, wherever there is a need, if you have some problems, first thing it should come to your mind, can I use flash fill? And if it doesn't work out, then you think about something else. Give it a try. So is it clear? What do you think? Is it really a great tool or not?
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Sir, is there
Uh,
any key for Windows below Excel 13?
no, there is no such kind of options. This is available only in 2013 and above.
Oh, yeah.
So there, if you go, that's what I told you. You have to go for the formula naming called upper, and then you have to type this. Then only it will come all the letter in capital. But if you want only first letter in capital, rest of things in small, then you should go for over here as proper. One formula only can help you out, and this will be coming up like this. The same you can apply for others. So this is the only solution below 2013 versions. All right. So let's see another instance where we can go for our flash fill. Now take a look. I have got some lengthy text. Okay. I just want to put the initials like Gary Miller, GM, James Willard, only JW, like that. I want the only the initials. So how to get it? Just see. I'll go and just type the first instance over here, G caps, M caps, and then going for Control E. Can you see? With immediate effect, we got that initials only. So this is how many more cases you can make use of this flash fill to do your job, and it helps you in data cleansing.
Prabhas, one thing I noticed is this
Mhm.
control T is working, only the next column is blank. So for example, in C59, if I type as a, for like it was written, for example, GM,
True,
and I'm writing GM and I'm doing a control E, then
true,
it is giving us an error.
right, true.
So
I
if
completely
I've,
agree with you.
mhm,
For that, we need to follow certain rules. So I'll tell you the
mhm,
rules, but I'm giving first the application where you can use it.
okay,
So when you go for flash fill, there are certain rules to be followed. Rules like if your data is there in one column, immediate next column, either towards your left or right, should be blank.
mhm,
And in that column, suppose data is there, you need to insert a blank column. Then only flash fill will work.
mhm,
And once you get your data in flash fill, you must do copy and paste special and values. If you do not do so, tomorrow there might be a chance your data will get changed because this is not a normal data, this is AI generated data. So
okay,
you have to do the copy paste special value. This is our second rule. Now,
mhm,
third rule, never ever create your data header first. First, you get your data, then go for the headers because sometimes what will be happening, this first name, whatever the header you have prepared over here, it may be considered as a base for flash fill and it will try to apply in the similar format and the output will not be your desired text. So that's why you may face this kind of challenges. So rule number three is do not ever create the data header first. Go for data creation, then go for paste special value, then go for our data headers. And rule number four, it says that the data column should not contain any kind of formula. So if your data is containing formula, then Flashfill will not work with your formula driven cells. So you have to first go and do copy paste special value and then you can do flash fill. So these are the four rules you have to always keep in your mind.
if any special character is there, then is
Not
there
a
any rule
problem.
that not a
No,
problem, right?
not a
Okay.
problem. Not a problem.
Mhm.
All right. So now I'll
Thank
take
you.
you through one more situation. Welcome. Take a date. Now suppose say I have a date and I need the year. I told you yesterday how to extract a year. We should go for a formula naming called year. Then only I can get my year. So that was yesterday I told you. But today, since we are working with the upgrade versions, you can simply go for 2019 and Control E. You could see all the places as it is year it has come, right? So you don't need any formula also for that. That's what the beauty of flash fill. So how to use our flash fill? We got the basic understanding. Trust me, the persons who are in the data entry actions or doing the data operations, if you help them out in this, maybe remember from your teammates, they will be very thankful to you. You can save your time as well as their time, and at the end of the day, the organization's time. All right. So data clean three, is it clear? Any questions from anybody? right? Now let us go for our next sheet. Is called data fill. So you may save all your files and then go to this data fill. Let us discuss what is that we need to do. Take a look. Suppose say my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire revenue report. And I just gave it T code in my SAP system. I could download some data set near about 1 lakh records. It comes like this. Okay. Now, when I presented this data to my boss, he's not quite happy. He's telling this data is of no use for me. Keep it with you. I just want to see the records related to vanilla powder. So now the question is, out of 1 lakh records, how to present only vanilla powder related records? What we do exactly? We go for filter. When you have huge volume data and you want to showcase only some piece of information, we go for filter. Do you all agree?
Yes.
So where we'll apply filter, we'll select our headers, we'll go for our filter. And then the moment we go for filter over here, Control Shift L, Alt D, FF, Alt A, T, whatever it is, or if you're happy using data and filter operation, up to you, no issues. But where we apply filter, going to product description, then we go on check first, then we go for vanilla powder. Like this, we go and select and present our data. This is how we do the operation of filter. So if this is the case, nothing wrong what you're doing, but this is not acceptable for a professionals like us. Yes. Why it is not acceptable? What is wrong in that what you're doing? Nothing wrong. But the amount of time what you're spending for doing a filter action is not acceptable. If a standard 5 student is learning Excel for the first time and he's doing, that's okay. We can accept it. So now the question is, being a professional people, how to do a quick filter action over here. I'll tell you, just watch my screen for a minute. Boss is asking vanilla powder related records, right? I'll go for simply right click on vanilla powder and filter selected by cell value. Done. Everything is happening. Filter buttons are getting embedded, select all getting deselected, vanilla powder alone is getting selected, but with a quick right click actions on that. Check it out. Right click on vanilla powder, filter selected by cell value. Is it happening? All right. Now, if I go for vanilla powder, right click, filter, select on cell value, no doubt vanilla powder records are getting filtered out. But the thing is, the store details or the unit details, city details is missing. So data is incomplete again. So that's why people will not be happy watching this kind of presentations. So now the question is, why this store detail column is having the blanks? Because in our store detail, only the first row item is carrying the city names. The rest of the cells are blanks. And this is what mostly the default format. Whenever you download the huge data items from SAP ERP or SAP SuccessFactor or ERP, whether it is IBM ERP or Oracle ERP, you will be facing this kind of trouble. So now the question is how to deal with the same. Because as long as the data in this format, it is not of any use. Neither we can go for filter, nor we can prepare the pivot. Nothing can be done out of this. So in this case, what is the best option? So let's go and fill this first, this data with all these blank cells. We should fill it with the respective city names. Then the data will be ready and we can do all our necessary actions. But how to fill that? There is a huge volume of data. We cannot go and do the copy paste actions over here for 1,000 times. So I'll tell you the best options. Start working with me. Keep your cursor in your store detail. Okay. And then the moment we go for this scroll bar in the right side, bring it down. So where is the cursor? Though I brought it down and I am reaching to the bottom, but technically my cursor is there in A3. So this is called your active cell. Okay. The cursor is there still in A3, no doubt. Now I'll go and keep my mouse pointer. I'll not click. I'll take my mouse pointer to the last row, A63. Okay. But the moment I'm thinking to select, I should hold my shift button and click the last cell. Then automatically the whole column will be selected over here. Okay. This is
Sir, can
the,
you please repeat once again?
yeah. Keep your cursor in the first cell of that column called store detail. First watch my screen.
Yeah.
Then take your mouse pointer to the scroll bar and bring it to the bottom and click the further down. If you see the last row item, take your mouse pointer to that row item, but don't click. But when you're thinking to click, hold your shift button and click the last cell. So holding the shift button when you press, the whole column would be selected. So this is the ideal way to select the non-contiguous cells in the column. Hope it is happening.
Yes.
Right. Now, once this is done over there, what you need to do is just simply press Control G. Nothing new. We have already done in our data clean 1, Control G. Okay. And there we have a tab called Special. Go for that. And you have an option called Blanks. Okay. Now, when you choose blanks over here and click OK, what is happening? If you notice, don't do any other clicks, just watch your screen, what is happening. Out of the entire column, only blank cells are alone in selection. Yes. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad and immediately hit equal to. Just type equal to. You can notice it will start typing in the first blank cell of your selected range. Now you need to click just the above cell where the Mumbai text is there, above to that equal to sign and hit Control Enter. So when you hit Control Enter, the whole column will be populated with your text and regular intervals. Whatever the blank cells were there, is it being replaced with the exact city names? Now go for filter. Which one? Going to vanilla powder, right click, filter, selected by cell value. Now can you see? Along with the city names, we would able to see our products, vanilla powder, right? So this is how people, whenever there is a need, when you come across this kind of data, though it is from SAP, ERP, Tally, ERP, IBM, Oracle, whichever it is, you have to do this kind of time-saving actions over there, and you have to make your data ready. Check, is it working? Kindly confirm. Any difficulties, do let me know.
It's working.
Yeah.
Sir, please repeat.
Okay, you can share your screen. Right, go to Excel. You can keep your mic and mute because it's pre-connected. Right. No, go to MS Teams and keep your mic on mute. Right, come to Excel, follow my audio. Keep your cursor in store detail column header. Yes. Now come towards your extreme right. There is a scroll bar. Take that scroll bar towards extreme down. Yeah. Now take your mouse pointer to the last cell, but do not click. While you are thinking to click, hold your shift button. Pressing the shift button, click the last cell. Now Control G, G for Goa. Then click special. Then click blanks. Then click OK. And leave your mouse. Hold on. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad. Type equal to, just type equal to. Don't click anywhere, type equal to. Now click the above cell where Mumbai is written. Above cell. Yeah, click there and Control Enter. All right. Fine, so I'm taking the control back on the screen over here, and I believe you got the hang on the topic. If you have a regular interval, some blank cells in place, how to handle things. So let's go for immediate practice. Towards your right side, you have got the same situation. So do one-time practice filling up this stored detail column, and once it is ready, just drop me a message D for done. Fine. So I got four confirmation. How about others? All right. Thank you so much for your response. So let us go for our next sheet, naming called sorting. Okay. So here, let us see what we need to do, the problem statement. Suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, get me the employee related records. So I gave a respective T code. Okay. And I got my 10,000 records in this format. Looking at the same, the 10,000 records having the data as department name, employee name, date of joining, and the salary. My boss is not happy watching that. Immediately he asked me, Pravas, why don't you arrange the data based on the department? So why he's so particular about department? Let's have a look. If you go to our department column, what is the first department we have? Finance. Second, admin. Third, HR. Fourth, again finance. Means the data is jumbled, the data is shuffled, and that's why it is not in a good shape. And my boss is expecting I should go and arrange the data department wise one place. So like that, I need to arrange it. So whenever we need to arrange our data, we have a data arranging tool called sorting. And sorting exactly what it does, it first understand or reads the data, and depending upon the data type, it set the order. If it is an alphabet, A to Z or Z to A. If it is a number, then smallest to largest, largest to smallest. If it is a date, then it is going for oldest to newest or newest to oldest. This is how it creates or selects the order. So now when you want to go for sorting, where do you find that? There are three different locations we find sorting in our Excel. One, Going to home, we go for sort and filter over there, and we have custom sort. This is our location number one. If you go to data, there also we do have sorting, and this is our location number two. If you go for right click on the data also, you have an option called sorting and custom sort. This is our location number three. But if you ask me, I would suggest keep working with the keyboard shortcut. So any point of time, if you want to work with your keyboard shortcuts, the best option is going for over here, Alt D S, and that's called your data sorting. Okay. So now keeping the cursor anywhere, Control A, and go for Alt D S one by one. No need to press all these three and struggle. Check Alt D S is working. Right. Now in this sorting box, sort by, we can go for department since boss is asking. Now department, when you select, the order automatically gets set A to Z or Z to A. Let it be A to Z, no need to do any changes. Go and click OK. So when you go and click OK, can you see each and every department wise data is just gathered at one place, right? So this is how we arrange our data, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So is there anything new you have learned last 2 minutes, whatever I have explained? Do you believe that you have learned something new which you did not know about this? All right. So I don't think anything new because sorting is in our day-to-day activities. We do it 1,000 times in a day. But yes, learning things like if you take away this keyboard shortcuts might be one of the factor. But rest of things we do. Then what's new on this? Is there any value additions to your knowledge? No. So we need to make some improvements on that, right? Let's go and discuss. So whatever we have been doing so far, we have done that much, nothing new. But when I presented my data in this fashion, my boss is not happy. Why? Now think about it. If you're in the audience shoes, if I presented this, why you will not be happy? Any opinion?
Borders and
Ah, that's
It's
a
uh,
good one.
repeated,
table.
sir. It's repeated. Department is repeated everywhere.
Hmm. Well, department is repeated, but what you're expecting then?
The corresponding employee name and other details are getting jumbled.
Hmm. So in that case, what you're expecting? The name should be arranged in a order, something like that.
Yeah, along with the department, the same row should be the same.
Well, any other opinion? Well, think about it. See, I did not take much more data also. It's hardly of 4 columns. So if you go for it, when the department column and Tidnum, just keep your mic on mute. See, when I have arranged my data in department wise and presenting it, think about it as an audience. If I look at department is well arranged, no issues. But when the next focus of mine will go, do you believe that anybody will interested seeing the employee names? No. Anybody is interested in looking at the date of joining of those employees? No. Then what is left out then? Salary. When the matter comes finance or money, people have more focused on that. So this is what the same thing happened with me. What happened? My boss is watching the data and he's telling me, Prabhas, I could see the data is arranged based on the department. But when I'm looking at the salary, I don't feel any kind of order. So what I'm expecting is each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary should be there in the top and the lowest one should be there in the bottom. This is how my boss is expecting from you. And that's called your multi-layer sorting or multi-level sorting. So how to do such kind of multi-layer sorting? Let's discuss. Keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, Control A, and the keyboard shortcut Alt D S, D for data, S for sorting. And there, department wise, already one sorting happens. We no need to touch that. We no need to tamper that. We no need to manipulate that. Just go to the top left corner. One add level one option is there. We need to select it. And then one blank layer turns up where you could see there is a drop down, and as for demand from my other side, I should go for salary. And salary, what type of data it is holding column? It is holding the numbers. And if numbers are in place, what is the order? Smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So I should go for largest to smallest since my boss is demanding. And when I go and click OK, now can you see each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary, is it appearing in the top? Can you see that? And whatever the lowest one, is it appearing in the bottom?
Yes.
So this is how we can do multi-layer sorting. Any questions in the multi-layer sorting? Anybody? So this is how you can add up to maximum 30 layers, 30 of sorting. That is the maximum or limitation of Excel for sorting. You can say anything. Fine. Now take a look at this. I believe it's clear so far, whatever we did. Any difficulties? Great. Now stay focused. My next question, what it is. So far, whatever we have done, my boss is happy. Now, when I'm presenting the same to my audience, they are not happy. Yes. Now think about it. Why audience is not happy? Tell me, any opinion?
You're
They
looking
want to
for
see the
department.
cost as per the department,
Yes.
not as per the employee name or date of joining.
Okay. So as I understand, department-wise total salary, if you would have given, they would have been more happy on that. They are not interested in individual employee salary. Well and good, considered. What else?
Can you advise salary to be analyzed, something like that?
So that will not be the ideal analysis
Mm,
because department-wise things will be different. So what finance
mm,
guy will be getting, the same HR will be getting, we cannot compare like that.
mm. No, within the same department also, if someone has joined, let's say in 2001,
Better in I would prefer
it's a
to
performance
interpret,
issue.
yeah, I would
Mm,
be interpret in this way, like
mm.
we can present the employee's experience
Yeah,
based on the
employees
date of salary.
experience. Yes.
That would be more ideal.
Mm-hmm.
So that we did not give it. Yes, that also we should have given. Now, if you look at our data, we could have presented in more in presentable format by converting the data into table. We did not do that. People did not like it. Obviously, that's also one factor. Department wise, how many headcounts is there? We could have given a count of that, making a precise presentation. So a lot of things it's missing over here. That's why people are not happy. And whatever we did so far, that is anybody's job. Anybody can do that. Then how you are expecting your audience will be happy and they will be clapping at your presentation? So when they will clap, when you do something different, something unique, something different, or something innovative ideas you would like to add and present it, then only people happen to see something different. They will happy to watch your presentation. So that is what people you have to understand. Whatever the regular things you do, or anybody can do that. If you present the same, people are not happy. So one thing first, as you said, or you have already done that in our day one, we could have given the experience of those employees. How to give that experience? Yesterday we learned a formula naming called date diff. Did
Dated
you
if,
remember?
yeah,
Yes. Now, when you go for our date diff, what is that formula? I told you yesterday. First, you should go for start date. That is our date of joining, comma. Then end date. What is end date?
today.
Today's formula, today's date.
Mm.
Now, presentation experience better option of your presenting your experience in terms of years, months, or days.
Years.
Ideally years, so we should go for within two double inverted quotes y bracket close. It shows 22 years of make a joke here from the accounting department first person. I can go for double click on the fill handle. So this also should have been the part of our data presentation. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Right. So this is how you have to think about it. It's not like sometimes you have to keep waiting from the other side. People will demand and I should present it. Whatever the way you feel, what extra you can give it on your data, give it. Then later audience decide whether they need it or not. That's a different story. But from our side, we have given the max. That is how you have to ensure all the time. So you have to keep exploring the options. What else I can add it? Else I can give it in this data to make it more informative. So I believe it's clear whatever we did. Any doubt, any queries?
Yeah, sir.
Hmm?
Suppose if I want to add decimals in the
Uh,
column.
I did not get you. What is that? Could you please be more louder? Sorry.
So if I want to add decimals or like a 0.00 in the column E after the number, so how do I do that?
Yeah, that is what simply select your data and go for converting any format to number format. I told you yesterday, Control Shift 1 to convert any format to number, right? Are you getting that?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes. Now then if you do not want the decimal post decimal characters, you can go to home and then you go for decrease decimal, or you can go for Alt H9. Choice is yours. Fine. So whatever we did so far, we are clear. Okay, this is one set, how to make some improvisation in our presentations by giving such kind of add-on to the columns and making our data informative. We got that. Now let's see over here how to present the same information in a different way. And people happens to see something different or some creativity or innovative ideas in our presentation, and they will love it and they will appreciate our work. Same thing we are going to present, but our presentation is going to make different over here. So let's see now. So same data set you could see in our right side we have. Okay, go for that. Now keep your cursor in your data anywhere, Control A. and then go for Alt D S. Okay, data sorting will be on. Then sort by, you should go for over here by salary. No more with the name, by salary. And when you go to salary over here and sort it, order, you change it to largest to smallest. And when you go and change largest to smallest and click OK with immediate effect, you will be finding over here our data is sorted and the very first salary in our data set is 49,942. Can you please confirm?
Yes.
Right. Now, once we have that, the next step, select your data and convert your data into table. I told you yesterday, what is the keyboard shortcut to convert your data into table?
Control T or Control
Control
L.
T. Control.
Yes, very good, very good. Go for it. Control T. The moment you go for Control T and click OK, your data is converted into a beautiful tabular format. This is our step 2. Now, when you find your data is converted into tabular format, can you see we have a option over here called table design or options, something comes up, right? So here, one thing I would like to announce, Abdul, the exercise, what we are doing, you just can't get it. So please watch the screen only. Don't do this operation. Okay. Since you are having 2010,
Okay.
the exercise, what
Yeah.
we are doing, this is meant only for 2013 and above. Now,
Okay.
coming back to, yeah, coming back to our data, go to this design and there you can see we have an option called filter button. By default, the checkbox is on. So you can remove that checkbox and from your data, the filter button will be removed. And once you find everything is removed out of this, now keep your cursor above to the date of joining cell and type the name as total. Okay. Now, once you type it is as total, then go to our right side of the total cell and type a formula naming called subtotal. It's a very beautiful formula, but bit peculiar. Peculiar why? Because the subtotal formula itself, many more functions are there. That's why it is peculiar over here. Now, coming back to the formula, there is a sum function. You could notice it is there, sum. So go to the sum function. What is the number it is assigned? Can you see?
9.
So 9 is something you can write it manually in the formula bar, or you can double click on sum and that same number will be embedded in the formula box. Now, comma. We have decided, we have declared that some functions to be applied, but where? So after giving comma, keep your cursor in the first salary. So when you go to the first salary, your first data is selected, no doubt. Now select the rest, Shift Control and down arrow key, Shift Control and down arrow key, and then hit enter. This is going to give you a value called 29 lakhs 11,878. Kindly confirm.
Yes.
Yes.
All of you have got the same value.
Yes.
So Devi, Ria, Nisba, Titnum, Subhendu. This will be very, very helpful. Don't skip it. Okay. So consider that everyone is clear up to this phase. Now keep your cursor above to the total cell. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the response. Going to insert, you can see if you have a direct shape option, go for it. If you do not have the shape, you might be having illustration one group tab. And in this, you have the shapes. So depending upon the versions, you might be having a different names, but shape should be there definitely. So go to the shapes and take a rectangle one. Choose one rectangle one. So once you select one rectangle tab and just draw this the way I'm drawing it, just draw this. Okay. So once you have that over here, next, you can see one shape format or format tab in the extreme right will be activated when you have the shapes on. And there are many more styles out there. If you see, these are the different styles over here, and there is a more button also there. You can click that. And when you go and click the more button, you will see there are many more styles available. You can go for some high definition, colorful styles like this. Choice is yours. You can do that. And once it is activated, then keep your cursor in the formula bar. And there you type equal to and refer that subtotal cell. Click that subtotal cell and hit enter. Now, can you see the same value is being embedded in the shape? Kindly confirm this step.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Right. Now, once this is done, to give a feel that we are working with the salary, so have your currency over there. So keep your cursor in the subtotal cell and then any format to convert into currency format. Just see in the numerical 4 button, can you see a dollar symbol or a INR symbol could be the case. So we have to go for Control, Shift, and 4. I repeat, Control, Shift, and 4 to convert any format to currency format. And then that will be applied to our shape. Now, since we are using the high definition background color, the font color should be the high contrast to the background. So going to the format, use text fill as white color. Make it bold and increase the font size by hitting Control, Shift, and greater than symbol. So Control, Shift, and greater than symbol. Less than and greater than you can see adjacent to each other. So you should go for Control, Shift, and greater than symbol. So this will help us in increasing the font size in a shape and make it center. So when you want to make it center, then go for Control E. So Control E in Excel is for flash fill, but Control E in a shape, it makes center. So kindly confirm once this is done.
Sorry, Prabhas. Can you
No problem.
repeat this step?
You have got the selection on the shape.
Yeah.
Have you changed the font color?
No, that's what I am
Okay.
requesting you to repeat.
Yeah. Yeah. Going to format
Mm-hmm.
and there is a
Shape
text fill.
format. Okay.
Uh, uh.
Uh-huh.
So there is a text fill over here. One is
Text
shape
fill.
fill.
Okay.
Yeah. One is shape fill. One is text fill.
Mm-hmm.
So going to text fill, change some definition to some contrast color, whatever the colors you have taken based on that.
Okay.
Then make it bold, Control B to make it bold. Then to increase the font size, Control Shift and greater than symbol, less than greater than after alphabet M you see on your keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
So that you keep hitting with Control Shift and M to increase the font size. And to make it center, Control E, E for engine.
Yeah, it's working now.
Right,
Thank you.
right. No problem. All right. So I believe everyone is now in the equal page. Up to till this, nobody having any problem? Great. Now take a look. Whatever we have designed over here, just bring it down and cover that entire stuffs. All right. Now, here, once we have done with this, keep your cursor anywhere in the tabular data and go to your design tab in the extreme right, table design, design, whatever it is showing, depending upon the version of Microsoft Excel. And you have an option called insert slicer. In the table design, you have the option called insert slicer. Able to navigate?
Yes.
When you go and click there, it will immediately take you through a dialog box where you could find the department checkbox is not activated. You can activate that. And when you go and click OK, just see the beauty. What happens? A box turns up. And that box, you can keep it aside next to the data in this fashion. And see the beauty now. Whenever anybody from the audience side, they're asking me, Pravas, show me HR data. I click HR, only HR records will be displayed, and the total salary of HR, you can see it's appearing in the top. Whatever the highest salary, it is there in the first cell. Whatever the lowest one, it is sitting in the bottom. So everything is happening. Whatever people are expecting, everything we are presenting, but our presentation techniques are different from others. Similarly, if I go for admin, click admin, all the admin records. If I need finance, all the finance records. If I need admin and HR, I can hold the control button, admin with HR, I can click on it. Both the department's data will be visible. Now, once my presentation is over, I want to restore my data. In that same department top right corner slicer, you could see there is a small button kind of look, it is there called clear filter icon kind of structure. You can click on that. Now you tell me, if you are there in the audience side, which one you prefer to see, option 1 or option 2?
Option 2.
Definitely that will be anybody's choice. So this is how people, you have to present your data differently all the time so that you can stand out of the crowd and people will appreciate your work. Any difficulties, do let me know. Any questions, feel free to ask. This is very, very helpful, and trust me, this is going to steal your entire, so people, somebody definitely from the presentation side is going to ask a question at the end of the day. Prabhas, how did you do this? Because people have seen using slicer in pivot table, but where we did use the slicer in the normal Excel sheet data. But how did you get that? By converting your data into table. So can you get a feel the advantage of converting your data into table? So taking the live data, keep practicing about all these things, whatever we have learned. And trust me, you can mesmerize your people and they will be also surprised and astonished with your presentation. It's not like people are not aware of this, but they do not know how to integrate all these things. All right, fine. So sorting sheet, whatever the exercise we did, can I take that? Everyone is clear with it?
Yes.
Because, right,
Yes.
fine. So let's go to our next sheet called data visualization, but we'll go for a short break first. So it now it is in 4.5 in my system. So 4:15, we will resume our session. All right. So I'll be back by 4:15. You can have a brisk and come back soon. All right, so I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? I got two confirmation. Fine. So let us go to our next sheet, naming called data visualization. So since yesterday, if you have noticed, we have dealt with some routine functions, formulas to make our job easy. Then we have proceeded with some statistical calculations to make our data more informative. Then we have seen more into the presentation part, converting the data into table and giving a better feel with regard to our data. Then we saw some hidden functions and usage of the dollar symbols and how to increase our efficiency while writing the formulas. Then we have slowly gone to today with our data analytical tool for decision making, how to use the tools. Then we have seen various data cleansing features whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP. Then we saw how to present our data effectively and in the dynamic way on a click of button, some better feeling to the audience, how to give it. Then finally, we are going to see over here, over that whenever you have the data ready, how to visualize it and make it even more better. Because nowadays the audience is having a different level of expectations. So whenever you prepare your data, it's not necessary or mandatory that the audience will be happy with you seeing your boring numbers. Sometimes people have something different in the mind or they expect something different. So when it comes to visualize our data, what is the first thing comes to our mind? Is the charts and graphs, line, column, line, column, pie, bar, all these things. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes.
So first thing I would like to make it clear, we are not going to use such things as of now. Yes, we are not going to use any kind of charts and graphs, but we are going to give a feeling about the visuals. How? Let's go for that. So we have got product wise how much revenue we have made. The entire history is over here. You can see. So let's start working with me. Keep your cursor next to USD and there you name it as over here as visual. Okay. Expand the column, right? Now, when you expand the column over here, then keep your cursor in the USD column data and select completely, not the header, only the data points. Then go to our insert tab over here. Okay. So what are the visual tools we have? First, let me take you through. Then we'll start working with one by one. So I'm working with full screen. Just for the timing, you watch my screen. Okay. So if you go to start working with home, we have got conditional formatting. We have got many more styles like this kind of data bars, color scales, and icon sets. This is for only for data visualization. You can use it. This is from home tab. Else we can go to insert and there is also an option called sparklines, line, column, window loss. So this kind of sparklines also we can use for our data visualization. There is one more option also we do have in the home tab, in the insert tab. Okay, if it is depend again the versions. Like if you're in 2013, you may get in insert tab one option called add-ins and some people graph or something it will be showing. But in the 365 or 2019, you have a add-in in the home tab. They have shifted. Earlier it was an insert only, but later they have the latest changes. They have made it to add-ins. So here also you can go to add-ins and you do the graphical presentations in terms of our people graph and all those things. Okay. But 365, we have got better options. In fact, you can go to some different types of charts like mini tab kind of charts and kind of Power BI charts also, you can get it up to some extent. Well, so I gave you the brief idea where this visual tools we have. So now let's do one thing, how to present it. That's an art we need to develop. So do one thing along with me. Select your visual tab, completely the range where you have the data, the way I have selected. Okay. Now just immediately go for equal to and take the reference from the left and hit Control Enter. Then you can ask me a question, Prabhas, we could have done the copy paste directly. Why you are taking a long road just doing it, putting in the formula? Because tomorrow, if there is a change in the data, I can only think about USD column to change. I don't need to go and change again by doing the copy paste work in the visual column. So that's why I'm keeping it in a formula driven mode. So whenever we do the changes in USD, that will be immediately applying to the visual column. So hope that brings more clarity. Why did I do this? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Now coming back to the visual tab and select all the data. Don't select the header, only the data points. And here, the moment we go for this, going to Home tab in conditional formatting over here, we can go for our option naming called data bars. And when you navigate data bars, it is opening with two different categories, naming called gradient fill and solid fill. Now, whichever the colors you like from whichever the category you feel comfortable, you can take it. But I would opt always the gradient fill category, and I like this light blue data bar. If you like it, you can take the same, no issues. Now, when I go and apply, what kind of feeling you are getting if you're there in the audience seat? Somewhere it gives a feel that as if more or less we have created some kind of a bar chart kind of feeling you are getting, right?
Yes.
Right. But how it is technically different from a bar chart, let me take you through that. In this piece of data, if you create a bar chart, data will be in one location, chart will be in other location. But here, the bars are exclusively applied on the cells. Advantage number one. Advantage number two, if you create a bar chart out of this data, the file size will be a bit heavy because chart occupies a lot of space. But here, this data bar style hardly occupies some space in KBs. That's how it is more beneficial when you go for this kind of data bars. But where it is available, let's make a note of that. Home tab, conditional formatting, and then data bars. All right. Now, whatever we did, anybody can do that. It's not a rocket science, correct? So here, now the question is how to present it differently. Because this is what somebody, I mean, whoever is working in Excel, they can also do. Simply select going to home, conditional formatting, they can do that. But as I was been telling you since day one, always try to make your presentation a bit different to stand out of the crowd. Just see how to do it. Select your visual column data range where you have applied this data bar style and any point of time to see any conditional formatting backstage view, you should go for Home tab, conditional formatting, and there you have the bottom option is called Manage Rules. And when you go to that Manage Rules over here, you will be finding a dialog box opens where you have Edit Rule option over there. So when you click this Edit Rule, you will be finding your dialog box on. And in this dialog box, if you look at, We have all these options, features where you can change the colors, directions, bar outline, all these things we can change it. Okay, from this point. Now, in this, you can notice we have a very beautiful option called show bar only. One checkbox is there, which is not selected. So you can select that. And the moment you click OK and again click OK, can you see the beauty? What happens? One column, only these boring numbers or statistical value. Then over here, okay, visual. Okay, fine. Hope it is clear. Everybody is able to get that feel. Any doubt, any queries? All clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, take a look. So far, whatever we did, anybody can do. It's not a big task over here. But nowadays, the audience is having a different level of expectation. Okay. But before that, I would like to tell you one thing. When you present the things in Excel, people like it, but immediately they demand the same in PowerPoint. So when you take this data and you want to present in PowerPoint, you don't need to struggle much. You can simply go for right click over there after copying it and you can paste it as an image. And this image, you can drag it diagonally, whatever the extent you can. Okay. And then the moment you're presenting it, it will be giving a neat and clean look, or more or less, this is called nothing but a infographic presentation. Okay. So this is how, when you make the things better in Excel, hardly need to struggle in PowerPoint. Okay, we'll see that. Now, as I told you, when you are presenting the data to the audience, they are having a different level of expectation. So what is that expectation they have? They don't like it when you present your data as it is. So audience is expecting that when you're presenting your data, make sure your data speaks a beautiful story. So now the question is how to present our data in a beautiful story format. Selecting our products and USD completely over here. Okay. And then go for data sorting. Then sort by USD column, order largest to smallest. And the moment you click OK, can you see a beautiful story turns up? Anybody, whoever is watching, they can understand from category 12, we got the maximum revenue. And from category 4, we got the least revenue. So in case of my absence, if I'm presenting something or any of my teammates is presenting this data, people are not going to struggle. The data is self-sufficient to tell the story. So this is how small things makes a huge impact. Fine. Now again, when you present the same in PowerPoint, okay, Now take a look at my screen. When you go to the PowerPoint and you try to present the same to the audience, definitely whoever is watching, which one they prefer to see as an audience, if you like, option one or option two.
Option 2.
Definitely, that will be anybody's choice. So this is how people, small things makes a huge impact, and presentation is something is an art you need to develop. And that comes out of your practice and experience. So this is how we have understood how to make use of this data bar style and present it effectively. Hope it is clear. Any doubt, any queries? Now, take a look at this, and if you look closely on these bars, how is the direction of these bars? What do you feel?
It's going down, downgrade.
No, no, no. If you see the direction of the bars, it always starts from our left side, and from left it moves towards your right. Do you agree?
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So how it is happening? Because everywhere, if you look at it, is there the value is positive. What if I have a negative value any point of time? We know ideally the bar direction has to be changed right to left. And if it is negative, what type of color that bar is supposed to have? Definitely, we prefer to see the data in red. Now take a look. Suppose category 3, we have got some credit balance. Somebody has given us the balance in advance or payment made in advance to supply the products. So in that case, I have to show in this fashion -4500. Now, can you see when you go and look at immediately it express in a proper fashion. So I don't need to go and give some extra time or efforts. I have to make it to present it differently. So that's what the beauty of your data bar style. All right, helpful, makes sense,
Yes, yes.
right? So I'll tell you one thing in a simple line. Nobody will demand for all these things, but when you present it from your side, people will definitely appreciate. So this is one style of our visuals, that how to give a add-on to the data and making more appealing over here towards our data in the format of a story format and present it effectively. Let's see what are the other features or tools we have to make our data visually more appealing. So we have got another set of data you could see. Okay, now keep your cursor next to USD and type there over here visual. Expand the column again. Then select your USD column data only, not the header, only the data. And if you go to insert, I told you there is one option called sparkline. Three different types of sparklines are displayed: line, column, win or loss. In insert and group is sparkline. This is the group name, sparkline, and three different types of sparklines are there. Hope you're getting the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, selecting the same, we'll go for insert sparkline and choose the column sparkline. And when you choose column sparkline, it will take you to a dialog box something like this. And there You can notice data is already selected. It is looking for the location. So where is the location? So location, I can see visual column for cell. And then click OK. You will be finding some visual impact on that, but it is not so clear, not so visible clearly. So what you can do, along with that cell, select the rest. Do not drag it. If you drag, the meaning will be different. So you need to only select the cells. So shift and down arrow key, keep hitting. And once it is selected, need to go to Home tab, and we have an option over there naming called Merge and Center. So when you go to Merge and Center over there, you will be finding your visuals are ready, and this is called your Sparkline. Now, to present our data in a beautiful story format, what you can do, as I told you, select your product and UST and go for data sorting. Sort by USD column and order, choose largest to smallest and click OK. So how to represent this? First column, that is category 12, the maximum or highest column. Last column, category 4, that is the least or lowest column over here. So this is how people are going to read your data and make out the story, what you're presenting. Kindly confirm all of you are able to do it. Any difficulties and any questions?
No, it's working.
No. So this is the style. We get it from where? It's an insert and option is sparklines and then is column sparklines. Now, when you present something like this, you don't have any question, but people may ask some question to you. What is that, you know? Say, suppose say I have presented something this to my boss. My boss will watch and he will immediately start expecting, Prabhas, can we add all these numbers with respect to the columns? Like your charts, you do the data labels, people are also expecting something from this. So that is not technically possible because those options are available in charts. These are only for mere visuals. No axis title, no legends, no title, or no data labels over here. But yes, one thing I can help you out. If you want to make it something different, like you can want to customize the highest column in terms of green and the lowest one in terms of red, that kind of formatting customization we can do. So if you want to do that, how to do it, just say, if I go and select my visual, there will be a separate tab in the extreme right, maybe design, sparkline, tools, options, depending upon the versions, it will be there. And you will be finding there are two options like our sparkline color and marker color, immediate two options, one below to the other, you will be finding that. So we need to go to marker color and there our high point you can turn into green and over there again going to marker color, low point you can turn into red. So that things you can do from here. Hope you're able to do it.
Sir, could you please repeat it?
Okay, you can share your screen. Let me see up to what state you are. Yeah, go to Excel. Mhm. No, go for cancel, cancel. Go for undo over there, undo. No, we are working in situation two, Subendu. Situation one is already over. What happened? Why did you miss that? No, no, we are not working in situation one. We are working in situation two towards your right side. Yes. Go and create a new column naming visual. Then expand the column more, little bit more. Then select the USD column data, USD column data, not the header, not the header, only the data points. Yes. Shift control down arrow key, and then go to insert slicer columns column sparkline. Sorry, not slicer, sparkline. Insert sparkline, column sparkline. Yeah, second one. Yes. Then it demands that remove that, shift that box, drag it to the left. The entire box, you that create sparkline box, you drag it to the left or right. No, no, drag it to the left because you are unable to see the visual column. Drag it to the left. Yeah. Now it is asking where is the data. Data is already selected. It is asking location, the second box. Keep your cursor in the second box and click the visual column first cell. Visual column first cell. Visual column, visual, not USD column, visual column. And OK. Now, along with that, select the rest. Along with that cell, don't drag. Select the rest and go for home tab, merge and center, merge and center. Yes, click that. Then select your product and USD column, both the column including the header, product and USD. Not the visual, only these two columns. Yes, one cell extra selected. Hmm. Now go for data sorting. What is the shortcut for sorting? You learned, right? Alt D S. Escape, escape. Go for Alt D S. Yes. Sort by USD column, USD column, and order largest to smallest. And click OK. Then select your visual column, that visual whatever you have generated. Last tab in the menu option, right side, just see last tab. Go up, spark line. Click on that. And there towards your right, do you see a marker color on option is there in the right side? Marker color, marker color. There you go. High point, choose green, green. And low point, again marker color, low point, choose red. All right. So this is how you can customize if you have a sparkline in place. Hope this is clear. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. Anybody is having any issues? Otherwise, all clear. Can I take that?
Yeah, all good.
Right. So once we have this, now take a look very closely on my screen. No need to do anything. If you see the bars, how it is appearing, always from the axis, it going towards up because all the places value is positive. What if I have a negative any point of time? Definitely, we know it should be below to the axis. And if it is negative, what should be the color of the columns? Should be red. Let's see. Category 3, I made it something 4500. No doubt it is coming up with the same format as we were expecting, correct? So this is how it's ready-made options we have, and whatever the color applications we did, based on that, it is applying over there and making again the data presentation to the next level. So check it out. All the things are happening. Any questions? Right. Now still over here, just stay focused for one time. See, we did all these operations, but tomorrow you may face a challenge. What is that, you know? Suppose I have got negative more than once. Say, I have got category 5 also something negative. But what happens? It is only changing the pattern. It is going below to the axis, no doubt, but it is not changing the color. So this is what you may face a trouble. So why this is happening like this? How to make it correct over here? I'll tell you. So here you have to select the visuals. You don't need too much. Just need to go to Sparkline. There is an option over here called low point is activated. You got to deactivate that. And below to that exactly negative points is there. You got to activate that. That's it. So when you do, this will be super fine. So this is how you have to keep working and giving a add-on to the data. Can you see everything is there? Only thing is we need to customize. Now nowadays, these are the things which is more trending in the corporate reports. When you prepare any dashboard, summary report, tabular report, people use this kind of visuals the most. And the beauty is it is not going to occupy much of your space and the data processing also will be very faster. Hope it is working.
Yes, yes.
Right. Now let us see what else or what are the other visuals we have and present our data differently. Take a look. We have now some historical data. Situation 3. We have some historical data. So in this data, if you see 2019 and 2022 years data, we are populating. Now we need to present our data something in a different way or more or less in kind of infographic presentations. And our presentation should tell a better story to the people as well. How to do it? Just see. First, I'll go and create a column over here, naming called growth. Then I'll go and create one more column, naming called visual. So go and get it done. Now, growth column, select your range completely and go for a formula. Basic mathematics, how it is supposed to be 2020 minus 2019 and control enter. So growth column will be ready. Similarly, go for visual column, select the range and go for equal to and take the reference from the left. Control enter. So this is how your formula will be ready. Check it out. So once your data is ready, do let me know. I'll proceed. If at all any difficulties, do let me know. All right. Now, once we have done with this, let us go and select our visual column, data range. Okay. And going to the home tab, conditional formatting, we have an option called icon sets. So when you go for this icon sets option, you will be finding over here different types of infographic icons like directional shapes, indicators, or ratings. It is up to you to take your call. There is no hard and fast rule. Depending on your data, whichever you find it is suitable or more likely matching to your data, you can take a call about this. There is no such kind of tutorials Microsoft has ever designed for the same. That if you're in accounts or finance, you take this. If you're in production planning, you take this. There is no such kind of rules. But yes, if you ask me, Pravas, what's your best recommendations? I will tell you. If you are more or less working with your projects related activities, you should take these shapes and indicators. That will be more ideal. If you are more into the HR side, like your assessment scores, balanced scorecard template, or you're collecting the feedback forms from the training or anything, then you should take this kind of options, ratings. Rest of the places where you are dealing more with the numbers, accounts, finance, sales, marketing, supply chain, logistics, whatever it is, then you should take this directional key kind of options. That will be more ideal. So let's go and take the first rule from the directional categories of three different arrow keys. Take that and it will be immediately applied. Now, when it is applied, just stay focused on my screen. If you see the green color arrow keys, what does it mean?
Up, upward trend,
Like
month to
compared to
month.
last year,
Oh
this
yeah.
year volume is increasing.
Mm, yeah.
Right. We are getting an immediate message to the audience. Fine. Similarly, if you go for red color down arrow key, what does it mean?
Downward trend if we compare year to year data.
Yes, compared to last year, this year volume is decreasing. This is our pretty immediate message. We got that on information. Well, how about these yellow color arrow keys?
It's at the benchmark kind of something.
But what is that benchmark? Do you have any target or any value you have set?
Hmm.
We anticipate it might be like this, but we are not
Hmm.
sure of this. So
Correct.
sometimes people believe it may be the average or it may be the mean, it may be the median, something people believe like that. But technically, there is no such kind of backup with us that we can convince our audience if they ask this kind of questions. So when I present as it is like this, people will definitely ask a question about the yellow color marks. Very simple question they will ask, how it can be positive and negative as well. This is how people ask. Definitely anybody will ask. If I were in the audience also, I'll also ask this question. So what you have understood from this, the bottom line is this kind of icon set rule people, we cannot present as it is. We have to customize a bit. So what is the meaning by customizations? Suppose say, I want to make it very simple rule. Just to avoid such kind of confusions amongst the audience, I want to make it very simple. Compared to last year, if volume is increasing, green color up arrow key. If it is decreasing, red color down arrow key. In case, but at any point of time, any particular product value, there is no growth or degrowth, the value remains the same, the business remains the same, it should give the yellow color arrow key. Make sense?
Yes.
So how to make it? Just see. As I told you, select your visual column range completely where you have applied the conditional formatting. And to see the backstage view of the rules, where to go? Home tab, conditional formatting, manage
Manage
rules.
rules.
Very good. The moment we go for manage rules over here, it will take me to a dialog box, something like this, where we have the edit rule. And when I go for this edit rule, it will take me to the backstage view of that conditional formatting. And this is the place where we need to focus. Just see, what is the focus point? Our data is there appearing in numbers, but technically data type is showing percent. So this is what the first change we have to set it right. How? Going to the type box where percent is there, we need to change it to the number. The drop down, we need to change it to number. The second one, again, it is showing percent, we need to change it to number. And when you go for number over here, then the rule first icon that is green color, what is the story it is speaking? That green color icon will be applied when value is greater than equal to 0. I don't want greater than equal to 0. It should be only greater than 0. So we can change something from the drop down. Now, Excel is smart enough to understand rest of logics it will automatically set for us. We don't need to go and do the changes. Then show icon only. One checkbox is there. This checkbox is not on. We have to restore that checkbox. Then click OK. Again, click OK and see the beauty. Only two options, green and red. And when you would like to present it to the audience, what we can do, select everything till growth from products to growth and go for data sorting and sort by the growth column and choose order largest to smallest. So where we are making good business in positive trend, it is there appear in the beginning. Where the value is turning out negative or going down, then the value is there in the bottom. So this is how we can make a beautiful story whenever we are presenting something to the audience. Give a try and check all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries? This is what mostly you will be finding in all the big four presentations or McKinsey and Co, Bain and Company, the Boston Consulting Group, the renowned firms. And in fact, Amit, your JP Morgan also, they are pretty known for this.
They are known for multiple things
No,
nowadays.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying one of the things.
No, no, no. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. They are like more focused on the data, and based on that only, they segregate their departments and they invest, I would say, based on
yeah,
this data analysis only.
yes.
Yeah.
So whenever people see something, they will also start expecting from you. So you have to exceed that expectation in this way.
Yes. That's the reason that I've joined this.
Right.
Yeah. And I might ask you a questions means
No problem.
once we are done with the session. Okay.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
the communication mode is like email, so I will
mhm.
send you the email. I
Sure, sure.
can't share the live data. It will
I
not
do
allow me
understand.
because I'm working on a
Organization's
Citrix.
policy.
That's why.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that as per the policy. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So I believe all are clear. So Subhendu, Abdul,
Yes, sir.
Vaidyanathan,
Yes, Prabhas. Done.
comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. Titnum, any doubt, any queries able to follow?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So Devi and Ria, you have any questions?
It's clear, sir.
Okay, great. All right. So now I'll tell you one thing. This is not only just I am telling to you or naming the organization's names. I'll show you one real-time report. You also can correlate with that. Yes, Prabhas, whatever he's saying is absolutely true. So just 1 minute, watch my screen. No need to do anything at this state. Okay. So I'll take you through some real-time reports. We'll go to desktop, online training. Yep. Go to PPT. Okay. So I'll take you through one report of one big four. Can you see? As I was telling you, this is what always playing the role. So the numbers are there. They always keep it in the end, which is of least importance. But people, whenever they want to see the trend compared to last year, where do we stand? Compared to last quarter, how is our business? Or compared to last month, are we progressing or not? So this is how the moment you are presenting the data, if you make it better in Excel, hardly you need to struggle in PowerPoint. And these are the things definitely it is designed in Excel. You can do it in PowerPoint, but you have to do it manually, looking at the value. But when you do it in Excel, as it is, you can do the copy paste in PowerPoint as well. All right. So we are done with our data visualization techniques. So there are different types of visuals we explored. One is our data bars. One is our sparkline. And the third one is our icon sets. So where it is available, it's there in our home tab, option, conditional formatting, and within that we have got icon sets. I'll take it through over here. One more thing. Sometimes what it happens, there will be a need, like you need to show the trend or comparison between target versus actuals, or budget versus actuals, or planned versus actuals. Like what I'm trying to like to say, just say, select your products 2019 and 2020. Okay, copy that. And leaving 3 to 4 rows down, paste it. Now, once you select your data, sort it with the product column. Sort it with product column. So data will be ready. Okay. 2019, you consider or name it as target. 2020, you name it as actuals. Okay. Now please stay focused with the problem statement or the ask. My boss watched the data and he said me, Pravas, do one thing. I just want you to compare the data between target versus actuals and ensure that if at all actual, if it is more than the target, that cell color has to be turned into green. If actual is less than the target, then that cell color has to be turned into red. So whatever the colorings is going to happen, it should happen in the actual column. But the condition is something like this. If actual is greater than the target color should be green color. If actual is less than the target, then color should be red color. This is what boss has asked me. And everything should happen in the actual column only. Okay, so give it a try. 2 minutes time you have. And once it is ready, you can share your screen.
Can I check it, Prabhas? I have done.
Okay, please share the screen.
Can see my screen?
Mhm. So here you have done it. Okay. So 3244 4688. See, actual in case of our category number 4, if you look at, target is less, but actuals is more.
Okay.
Category 4, product name is category 4.
Okay.
So actual is more than the target, right? So it should be green.
Uh, yes, yes. What I was selecting. It is not picking for me. Category 4 8 also it's coming wrong. And also
That's
9
what.
4 8.
Okay, and is it luck? Anybody?
Meanwhile, I can disconnect once.
No problem. All right. So you might be facing this kind of challenges in your routine activities, people. That's why I have taken this example immediately. Okay. See, take a look. In this kind of situation, how to deal with. Ready-made conditional formattings will never help you to get this done. Yeah. Reason is in conditional formatting, we have got all these rules, but that is not going to help you because our data target is not a standard value. It is varying from product to product or category to category. So we have got multiple values. So ready-made options is not going to help you. So when the existing rules are not going to work, we have an option called new rule. So first 1 minute, watch my screen, what I'm doing, try to understand very closely, observe. Next 1 minute, you can try, don't worry. So as I said, whatever the things to be applied in the actual column, I can select. I'll go to home, conditional formatting, new rule, and there is an option, use a formula to determine which cells to format. And there I'll go and keep my cursor. Just see, I will take my actual value. Now, when I take it, can you see what is happening? When I take or pick actual column first cell, is it getting two dollar symbols along with that?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Yes, sir.
Lock.
List
Lock.
locked.
So it is saying that though you have selected the entire array, but I am going to apply only to this cell. But our requirement is it should apply to the whole column. So instead of having this cell lock, we should go for keep hitting F4 and turn into a general cell. No dollar symbol. So instead of removing the dollar symbols manually one by one, better keep hitting F4 or function F4, whichever your keyboard behavior combinations yesterday we tried, same thing you have to do. Okay. Now, if it is greater than target cell. So again, when I'm taking target, it is applying $2 symbol. I need to remove that by hitting F4 key. If this is true, what kind of formatting? The color should be green. So color green purpose format and there fill, I should go for green. Now this is the background fill color. Now if I want to change the font color to something also, I can go for font. And if I want to make it bold, I can make it bold. Color, I want to make it something, say white color. Yes, it will be applied this color. Now click OK. This is the formatting going to apply. Click OK. Can you see? Wherever your actual is more than the target, it has turned into green. Similarly, I need to have one more condition. Home, conditional formatting, new rules. Use a formula to determine which cells to format. Again, taking actual, removing the log. Now, reverse logic, less than. If it is less than the target, again, target also we have to make it a normal cell. If this is true, format should be, what is that? Over here. Hmm. The format should be over here. I should go for fill color should be red or this red, whichever you like it. And font color if you want, that is optional, not mandatory. You can make it bold and white color. And once you click OK, this is the format going to apply. Click OK, and this is done. So this is how you should design your own formula-based conditional formatting. And whenever you do the changes in the value, say, I would like to go for not 3336, I would like to go for, say, 555 or 444. This turns automatically into green. Now here the value is suppose here more and it is less. I want over here more, it is less over here. I want to change this to something more, 5400. Then this value will be turned into green when I intend. So red. Yeah. So this is how you can keep applying the same. Give it a try and check is it working. Any difficulties, do let me know. This is one time practice, you do it in training at least. So any difficulties, anybody?
It's fine for me, Prabhas.
Okay. Vaidyanathan, is it working for you?
Yes, brothers. Done. Fine.
Okay. Remember? Mm. Yes, Vaidyanathan, you can keep your mic on mute. It's having a lot of noise. Yeah, thanks. All right. So Abdul, Misbah, Ria, I believe you are all getting Ria is confirmed. Fine. Misbah also confirmed, I guess. It's 5:20. Right. Fine. So this is how we have understood a little bit how to customize our own rules while applying this conditional formatting. All right. Now let's go for our next. So we are going to discuss about the basics of our VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, the lookup functions in our routine activities we use for our data searching from different locations, either between two different Excel files or Excel sheets or in the same Excel itself, top to bottom, left, right, if necessary, how to search it. Okay. So before that, what is the point we need to use VLOOKUP? When we can search our data by Control F, we know the find form option very much works for us. Then why we need to go for VLOOKUP? Yes, any idea?
If you are using multiple sheets, VLOOKUP can be used.
Multiple sheets. Okay. Any other reason? Any other reason why VLOOKUP we have to choose or prefer than Control F? All right. So basically, we need to know it's not like something I'm telling and you have to follow it blindly. The reason of going for VLOOKUP. So V stands for vertical. So when you are looking for or searching for records, say more than 100 or 200 records or 500 records or 10,000 records, then you cannot do 10,000 times Control F. So better you should engage the formula called VLOOKUP. This is one reason why VLOOKUP we have to use. Second one, whenever you are comparing two columns or two data sets, whether the data is there from A to B or B to A, the data set if you compare, then you can use this VLOOKUP for checking the presence of the data over there. All right. But how to use it? That is what we need to know. So consider this is our parent data and this is our workings. Okay. In parent data, suppose we have got the brand and rates, and in our workings, we have only the brands. And what is the job we have right now is whatever the brands we have in our list corresponding to that rates we need to populate by checking at our parent data or master data, anything you can call this. So how will I do that? So as I told you, when you have multiple values to look at once in the other side, it is there or not, we should go for VLOOKUP formula. Now watch my screen over here, just 1 minute, observe what I'm doing, understand each and every element. Then I'll be giving time to try it, don't worry. So as we develop the practice over here, first I'll go and select my range, or I can start working with one cell also fine. So I'll go for one cell is equal to VLOOKUP. What it asks, lookup value. What is the meaning by lookup value? So lookup value is nothing but the value which I have in my list first. Okay. So this is called our lookup value, comma. Then it is asking for table array, where to go and search. So in table array means in the master data, we have to search. That becomes your table array, comma. Next it asks for column index number. COL stands for column. Now, what is the meaning by column index number? So we need to get one step back. Just closely look at this. The moment we go for VLOOKUP formula, lookup value, it is applying the blue color border. When it goes to table array, it is applying the maroon color, and the same maroon color border is applied to the master data also. Can you see that? Now what we need to do is we need to check in this border area how many columns are there. So basically, if you look at the border area, there are two columns, and ideally we read our data from left to right. So the leftmost column is brand, and we should read it as column number one. The rightmost column is called rate, and it is column number two. If there were further more columns, we should have computed column 3, 4, 5, 6, and all. So since we have got two columns, column 1 is brand, column 2 is rate. Out of these two, which is already there with us, we have brand with us. What we are looking for? We are looking for rates. Rate is in which column? They're in second column. So column index number has to be 2. So how to compute, how to count the column index number? We got that basic understanding. Then comma. What is that it is asking? Range, lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match. A lot of things it is asking at this state. So ignore everything that VLOOKUP is asking something this. Go for simply 0. So 0 stands for exact match or one-to-one match. Okay. So what is the meaning by exact match or one-to-one match? Just see. When I go for 0, I'm giving a condition to Excel that whatever my lookup value, is it ACAR? Yes. So in the master data, if at all ACER is there, then corresponding number, column number 2, the data has to pick up. So this is called your 0 value. That is nothing but making us one-to-one match. All right. Now formula is ready. Bracket close, enter. So we got the records. Now the same I can apply for others. But the problem is, in case of Dell, Samsung, Toshiba, it doesn't pick up the value. Are they not there over here in my master data? Yes, all are there. Then why only these three values it doesn't pick up the answer? The reason is, when you look at Dell formula, along with the formula movement, this border area is moving. Can you see that? Similarly, when you go further to Samsung, the border still goes down. So ideally, the way we are doing the job, though we are looking for Acer or Toshiba, it has to always search starting from brand ending with 45,000. It should not go beyond that, right? So this is what the trouble. And this is what we have seen in our day one as well. So what we need to do, we need to select everything, and then the range which is creating a trouble, which one? C6 to D7, 16. This range should not move down or move right. So what we should do? Going for F4. So F4 or function F4, that's what we have discussed depending upon the brand of laptop. And this range is not going to move down or right. Formula is ready only for a cell, but we need to apply for rest. Control, enter, and we got the records. So this is how, whenever there is a need, how to apply our VLOOKUP formula, we got the basic understanding. Give it a try and check, is this working? Any doubt, any queries, feel free to ask. So VLOOKUP, any other doubts, queries, feel free to ask.
Sir, suppose if I want to compare the values from another Excel file
Another
or
Excel
in
file.
or
Okay,
in different tabs.
okay. So I'll go for copying and going to the new Excel file. I'm pasting it over here. Just watch my screen. Suppose say I need the rates. Okay. So what I can do, I can go to a particular cell or I can select the range, choice is yours, equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data over here, going to the other sheet, the other Excel file, whatever I have. Suppose this is my master data, I can take it. Now, can you see in the formula bar, entire thing is visible,
Yes, sir.
right? Now I can keep my cursor there at the end. And the beauty of Excel formula is this VLOOKUP. When you apply between two different Excel file, it automatically locks the cells. That's what the best part. Now, comma, which column you are going to add the number, column index number you want to populate. So rate is in the second column. So I'll go for number two, comma, what kind of match? We'll go for zero. So when I go for zero, stands for exact match, formula is ready, only for a cell, need to apply for rest, control enter. So this is how, whenever there's a need, you can apply VLOOKUP between two different Excel files, no issues. Hope this is working. Any other doubts, queries about VLOOKUP? Because see, today is the time you can ask the silliest questions, no issues. I'm going to explain. But day three or day four, when we go for, we'll be making our level up. So we'll be solving more complex problems. And there, if you ask me basic questions, I may not be in a position to answer. So please, this is the time. Please utilize any questions related to VLOOKUP you can ask me.
So how to lock the cell? Can you please?
F4, F4, F4 or function F4 depends on your brand of laptop.
Yeah.
Prabhas, nowadays there
Mhm.
is a this one X lookup also has came, right?
Yeah,
Will that also be covered in this sessions in these sessions?
if you want, we can cover, but majority of the people, if they are having 365, they can use it
Mm-hmm.
because XLOOKUP
Mm-hmm.
has been introduced only in 365 or 2021. So
Okay.
it is about your group call. You can take internally, you can decide. See, that group is there because of these reasons only. So you can
Mm-hmm.
decide like if you want to go for XLOOKUP, so that we have to manage our window time accordingly. And today only we have to decide because day
Mm-hmm.
three, all and sudden, if you ask me, time management will be difficult, if not
Mm-hmm.
impossible for us. So
Okay.
you take your time, group inside the group, you discuss. Uh, if
Mm-hmm.
you want, I can help you out.
I think we should go with it because this is a it would be a new learning for all of us.
Right, no problem. So
Yeah.
we'll do one thing. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll take a voting immediately right now itself.
Sure.
So Devi is saying he's okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Vaidyanathan, what's your choice? Shall we go for XLOOKUP?
Yes, yes, Prabhas.
Okay, Surendra, fine.
Sir, I have a 2013 version of
That is what
Microsoft version.
2013 will not work. That is what
Oh,
I'm telling. Office 365, if you should have. I mean, if you are okay with that for the new learning, you have to arrange a laptop having Office 365 or 2021, or anybody from your subordinates or friend circle who can arrange you 2021 version of Microsoft Excel also works for us. It's not a problem. So if you are
I'll
showing
try.
the interest, yeah, if you are showing the interest, that's what we are taking a poll. What's your opinion? Are you okay with it?
No, sir. It's difficult for me as of now.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, sir.
Not, you just drop me a message in the chat box because that is for record purpose. I have to use it. Not okay or okay. Not okay. Fine. Ria also. Mispa is saying okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me think over it. Okay. Then I'll decide. I'll drop a message in the group, and based on that, we'll take a call for window type management. So there might be a chance in day three. Probably we have to extend our session if we are going. I'm just giving a heads up for that. So those who are interested learning our XLOOKUP, please stay back in day three, and for half an hour, I will take it further for XLOOKUP. You can stay back and you can learn. So you have to manage your window time accordingly. Don't keep any commitments till 7 o'clock. Make a point like that. Is that okay?
Yeah,
That
okay, fine, friend.
that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking a little bit of extra pen, but I don't mind since you have shown the interest. So I can do that. So people, those who are not interested, they can just stick to our regular contents. I will cover that. And once the session day three over, I will be covering XLOOKUP. All right. So I'll be planning it accordingly, and I'll be finally giving a confirmation message in the group, our WhatsApp group, so that you can also plan your calendar accordingly. Now,
Okay.
coming back to our VLOOKUP, I believe we all are clear with our VLOOKUP, whatever the elements we have and how to apply VLOOKUP and what is column index number and what is the match type. Now coming back to HLOOKUP, horizontal lookup. H stands for horizontal, like V stands for vertical, H stands for horizontal. So whenever you have the data in row format, you cannot apply VLOOKUP. So Microsoft Excel has designed a beautiful function called HLOOKUP. Now take a look at the data. The same two row items of data we have. This is our master data or parent data you can consider. And below to that, we have only list of brands where we need to populate the rates below to that by looking at our parent data or master data. So as we develop the practice, let's go and select the entire array and go for the formula. So start equal to HLOOKUP. It's very simple, like VLOOKUP only, but in place of V, we have to go for H, and in place of column index number, we have to go for row index number. That's it. So what it says, lookup value. So VLOOKUP was also asking for lookup value. Here also it asks for lookup value. What is our lookup value? As I told you, what we have in our list to search is, do you agree? Are we on the right track?
Yes.
Come on. Table array. I told you where to search in the parent data. Parent data starts from brand. I can take it, or I can take from Samsung. So it's not mandatory. It's not necessary that I should start selecting the column headers or row headers. I can start from data directly. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can select it and the entire array. Now this array, hold on, this array, when I copy this formula towards right, it will definitely move right. So we know when this problem is going to come, like VLOOKUP. When we copy the formula down, the range was moving down. So when you know this problem is going to come, then why don't you rectify the formula in the formula designing mode itself? So what we can do? We can go for F4 as we have understood. So entire array will be logged, comma, row index number. So we look up, it was asking column index number. So I told you how to count. Go back one step, like the border area, your focus. In this border area, how many rows are there? We have got first row called brand because we read our data always top to bottom. So topmost row is brand, row number one. Below to that, rate, row number two. So out of these two rows, which is already there with us, we have got brand. What we are looking for? We are looking for rate. And rate is in which row? Is the second row. So this is how we should take a call for our row index number, comma. Then VLOOKUP, how it was end up with, I told you, forget everything, end up with zero stands for exact match. Similarly, HLOOKUP also ends up with zero, and that stands for exact match. Formula is ready, only for a cell, need to apply for rest. We know, control, enter, and we got our records. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, we can go for a simple formula called HLOOKUP. So give it a try and check is it working. Any difficulties, do let me know. For any questions, feel free to ask. All right then. So what is VLOOKUP? What is HLOOKUP? Is it clear for everyone? Fine. Now the
Sir,
most
I have
important
one
part.
question, sir.
Yeah, please ask.
So in VLOOKUP, sometimes if I filter on some of the values, and
Mhm.
after filtering the values, then I put this formula, then it is not working. I mean the rows are jumbling, like it is not the formula is not applying for all.
It will not work because the default nature itself, you should not apply VLOOKUP with a filtered database. You should deactivate filter, then you should go for application of VLOOKUP, and the table array should not contain any filter button. So you should remove filter and work, it will fine. Don't worry. Okay, now the most important part. We cannot apply VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP wherever we wish. Okay, there are certain rules we need to follow whenever you want to go for VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. Very much important, stay focused. So what are the rules? I'll tell you. So rules. See, VLOOKUP says that the first rule, VLOOKUP says that over here, the data has to be in vertical format, then only I can help you. Now, which data has to be in vertical format? That is very much important to understand. See, the moment we go for application of our VLOOKUP formula, I told you that always will be two types of data set. One is your parent data or master data, and the other one is your workings. So your master data should be in vertical format. That is what we look up first rule. Which data? Master data should be in vertical format. Okay. Our data or workings, however it is, not a problem. Though it is vertical or horizontal, we can get our values. It's not a problem. Similarly, for HLOOKUP, it says that the data has to be in horizontal format, then only I can help you. Now, which data? Again, the master data. So which is your master data? If you look at this is our master data, it should be in horizontal format. So hope the first rule is clear.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, rule number two, VLOOKUP says that there should not be any duplicate where again the master data. So what does it mean? Take a look. When I go for our vendor or anybody ask this master data or catalog, suppose this master data rate column is there, something like this, it will not work. But what I said, no duplicate. So duplicate in the sense where in our brand, duplicate is there, no problem. It will repeat the same price. But in the master data, if brand column is having duplicate, then VLOOKUP will always pick the first value because VLOOKUP always search the data top to bottom. So in searching, whichever it appears first, it consider as this is the unique and rest of things are duplicate. So it always pick the first value. So you have to ensure that in brand column, there should not be any duplicate. Okay. So which column? The master data should not contain any duplicate. Similarly, for HLOOKUP also, there should not be any duplicate over here. Now, rule number three, VLOOKUP says that the data flow has to be always left to right. Now, what does it mean? Take a look. As I was telling you, if your other list, the master data, the data is something like this, then VLOOKUP cannot read your data from right to left. But it is not mandatory or necessary that red column has to be immediate right to the brand. It can be something like this also. But while selecting, you should start selecting from the brand as a table array. Before brand, any columns are there like serial number, date, invoice number, no need to select. And while selecting, you should go and stop with rate column. Even though after rate column, another 3 to 4 columns are there or 10 columns are there, you don't need to select and bring it to table array. So this is called left to right flow for data and how to select our table array. We got the clarity. Similarly, for HLOOKUP, it says that the data flow has to be always top to bottom. Now, what does it mean? Like here, suppose say if you look at the master data, the data something is there like this. Then HLOOKUP cannot read our data from bottom to top. So this is how we have to always follow these rules. And this is going to help us. Whenever you feel your VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP is not working, probably one of the rule is not satisfied. So you have to check with that. So these are called our rules. So any difficulties in our rules, whatever we discussed, or not clear or different sort of opinion, feel free to ask. Fine. So this is it from our day two side people. Any doubt, any queries for the day? Hope it was informative, whatever we discussed today. Somewhere you were able to connect and getting some confidence to make your things better.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
yes,
was.
it was good.
Okay,
Perfect.
right. So as discussed, day three, we have got due on 21st. Sorry, this is Sunday, it's 13th, 20th. So day three is on 20th of Jan. And day three topic would be, I'll tell you, we'll be discussing completely on the facelift of our pivot table, like when you download the data from SAP or ERP, how to deal with the same and what are the different types of report structures. By analyzing the data, we can present it, and then how to design or create a dashboard using pivot table, how to connect multiple pivot tables and give a different kind of BI feeling over there. We are going to discuss all about it. Along with that, we'll be discussing XLOOKUP at the end of the training. All right, that's our day three. Now, day four, all the rest of the formulas, functions, charts, graphs, everything will be completely discussing on that. So don't miss any of the classes, though recordings will be provided, but one-time practice is very much essential. And this kind of interactive things will always make the things better because alone, if you follow the recording, you will get bored. But when you have already all the inputs, it will be very interesting for you to go through the same if you missed out something. All right, fine then. So over here, since we do not have any queries, shall we call it as a day?